Hey everyone, Shabby Gamer here and welcome to SWE's Adrenaline's Clash of the Titans pay-per-view. A massive show here for you this evening. Lots of championship matches live from Denver, Colorado. It's going to be a good one. Adrenaline's second pay-per-view. And starting things off here this evening then, we do have a Cruiserweight Championship match as Petey Williams defends against Ricochet. And here we go then. Of course, Ricochet defeated Neville a few weeks back for this opportunity. And Petey Williams also been on top form though. Made it all the way to the King of the Cruiserweights final. Only be defeated at the final match, of course, by Kalisto. So he's built up quite a lot of momentum moving forward. But that loss, I think, might hurt him. But Ricochet has got 2 victories in a row now. Of course, he picked up one against Neville to get into here. Then he also picked up a victory in a tag team match at the King of the Cruiserweight pay-per-view. But I can't see Petey Williams walking out of this one with the belt still. I just can't feel it for some reason. I just feel like this one is really in the favour of Ricochet. But wait and see what happens. Stranger things have happened in the world. The people that Sin Cara did well against before obviously losing the belt to Kushida. But of course, a lot of big matches here for you this evening. We have got after this one Nikki Cross defending her Women's Championship against both Paige and Ember Moon. We have got DIY defending those tag team championships that they won at the last pay-per-view against the Briscoe Brothers. We have got Kevin Owens defending his Intercontinental Championship against Dalton Castle and Kazuchika Okada. We have got Matanza Cueto versus Big Van Vader in a Falls Count Anywhere match, the Clash of the Titans. We've then got, of course, Shinsuke Nakamura versus Sami Zayn for the Adrenaline Championship. And then we will be finishing our night off with the 6-man Money in the Bank ladder match. Of course, in there we have Matt Riddle, Kurt Angle, Sami Zayn, Drew McIntyre, Will Ospreay. No, I've got this wrong, haven't I? Matt Riddle, Kurt Angle, Drew McIntyre, Will Ospreay, Jake Roberts, and Matt Sydal. That's what it is. I got a bit too over happy there to put Sami Zayn in there as well. But there we go. Here comes your Cruiserweight champion then, Petey Williams. Like I said, did fantastically well in the King of Cruiserweights tournament. He'll be very disappointed not winning, but it's the way it is. He's still as shiny as always, though. I think PJTV has plans for this man. He does have plans for this man. And that might just come into effect after this pay-per-view. We do have big things coming as well. After this pay-per-view, you might see some fresh people joining all of the rosters. A lot of trades in place, and PJ Toby's got a monumental trade plan for Adrenaline. Literally, you thought the Adrenaline roster was strong now. My God, you look how good it's going to be after this. Knowing that, of course, we've already had a few. We've already know that we've got Hideo Itami joining the roster, Johnny Mundo joining the roster as well. There's also a big trade going with Octane that we've agreed. I don't know why I've agreed to it, though, because it's really not very good on my side. We've also got a few new people joining the roster. And we will talk about that as time goes on because there is reasons behind that, behind those trades, but we'll figure that out as we go along. I can describe and explain everything in the next week or so. And of course, don't forget as well, we've started a brand new hardcore style tournament. That is the King of Carnage tournament. Part 2 should be uploaded today. It should have already started yesterday. More of a hardcore tournament. We've got guys like Dean Ambrose, Bray Wyatt, Mil Muertes, Pentagon Jr., Cactus Jack, Terry Funk. Among others, Rhino and all sorts, Jerry Lynn, RVD, Jay Briscoe, of course, from this roster, Sabu, Taz. It's really going to be a really good tournament, actually. And there will be a fantastic reward for the winner, which, of course, we will discuss on that final night. But that's only a 4-day little tournament, that one. So it started yesterday, it's on today as well, on tomorrow, and then the final will be on the 21st. And that is going to be fun. The bell is gone and we are underway. Our opening championship match of the evening. We've got 5 big championship matches for you, plus that Money in the Bank as well. So a lot is up for grabs tonight. Straight away, Ricochet locking in that last Chancery submission hold. And wow, luckily for Petey Williams, he was strong enough to roll that one through because that could have been a terrible, terrible thing for him, losing that quickly into the match. Petey dropping the elbow drop now. Hops straight back up to his feet, showing off a bit here. Ricochet sending Williams into the ropes, and oh, nice running forearm, taking Petey down. Petey back up to his feet, catching Ricochet with a jawbreaker. So like I said, I think on paper Ricochet is the strongest member of this match. However, you've got to think about momentum. That's the big thing in this universe mode. The big thing in 2K in general is momentum. You could be awful and still pick up victories over better people because of momentum. Well, in fairness, the way this game works, you could be awful, pick up wins for no apparent reason. I've lost my highlighter. My life is falling apart. I've lost my highlighter. I've just picked up my empty can of beer rather than my full one. Oh. Ooh. So Ricochet now in control once again. Ricochet still up top. Nice. Moonsault into a DDT there on Petey Williams, and Ricochet still in control. Ricochet dropping a boot right on the inside of the knee of Petey Williams and continue with the attack on the leg. Ricochet sending Petey Williams into the turnbuckle and a drop kick to the back as well. Williams fighting back now, dragging Ricochet away from the ropes. Oh, I thought he might be looking for that suplex with the squats, of course, one of his signature maneuvers, but instead went for that sit-out Falcon Arrow. Now Petey Williams heading up top. He's not the man you expect to often go for high-risk maneuvers. It's not normally his style. But there's a big diving back elbow there to Ricochet. 1, 2... Oh, I need a 2 count. We've got some really good people joining the rosters, actually. And that's the one thing. In a couple of days' time... Well, it's not a couple of days' time, because we're going to have the final of the King of Carnage tournament on the 21st. And the next episode of Mayhem is next Sunday. But that Sunday Mayhem is going to be bloody good. PJ Tovey has promised us a Mystery Vortex-style Mayhem, where we are not going to know anybody who is going to be there. And he has promised a debut in all of the 5 matches on TV. At least one debut. So we're expecting maybe a tag team, or it could be a triple threat with multiple debuts. We don't honestly know. It's going to be bloody good though. There's a pin by Petey Williams. Only a 2 count. Petey Williams now just twisting the head of Ricochet. Sending him into the mat now. Williams bringing Ricochet back up, but there's the arm drag takedown. And a big chop there by Ricochet into a spiked DDT on Petey Williams. Ricochet bringing Petey back up. There's the Northern Light suplex, which he normally follows up. He does roll through, taking him up. Oh, what a deadlift into the vertical suplex. And look where Petey's positioned. Ricochet's got it perfect. Into the 630 senton. There's the pin. 1, 2. Oh my god, Petey kicked out. Wow, Petey kicked out. Springboard frog splash to the back there by Ricochet on Petey. Follows it up with a running elbow drop, but I think Petey just rolled out the way. Ricochet now sending Williams into the corner. Hoist him up on top. Standing Hurricanrana. Such an incredible vertical leap to get up there. Ricochet now in full control of this match. Just demolishing Petey Williams. Big step up enziguri to the back of the head of Williams. Rolls him over. Again, it's only a 2 count. So bloody close. Williams rolls over. Gets free, but what can he do? Takes Ricochet up on his shoulders, but Ricochet slides out into a reverse DDT. Ricochet once again heading up top. Great corkscrew moonsault. Ricochet now standing Spanish fly. Yeah, Ricochet, he's got to win the belt here. He has to win the belt. He's absolutely demolishing Petey Williams here. Spinning leg drop. Ricochet now snapmare, then dropping a dropkick right in the back of the head of Petey Williams. Ricochet drops into the corner, just taking a rest for a second. It's been quite a strenuous match. He has dominated a lot of the aggression. It is quite difficult. Ricochet heading up top. As Petey Williams crawling away as much as he possibly can. Ricochet catching him though. Takes him up on his shoulders. Oh, there's that big kick to the side of the head. And I think this could be game, set, match, and brand new Adrenaline Cruiserweight Champion 2. No, Pete's kicked out again. Oh my god, Ricochet cannot believe it. I can't believe it. I'm absolutely stunned about what I'm seeing here. As Petey fighting back boots the chest of Ricochet. What a resilient performance here from Petey Williams. And what an incredible match between these two, actually. Petey now taking Ricochet up into that sit-out scoop slam. Now Williams stalking Ricochet. No, he's not. He can't do it, surely. Oh my god, he has. Canadian Destroyer. Is Petey Williams going to pull this one off? There's the pin. 1, 2. Oh my god, Petey Williams has done it. Oh my god, Petey Williams has successfully defeated Ricochet here. 1-on-1 to retain his Cruiserweight Championship. I am stunned. For one, I thought Ricochet was a dead cert here this evening. Wow. Absolute shock. Oh, I've done that completely wrong. What am I doing? So I highlighted Ricochet rather than... That's how confident I was that Ricochet was going to win. Even after he lost, I still tried to highlight his name as a winner. I can't believe Petey Williams survived all the stuff that Ricochet did throughout that match, and Petey Williams just survived it all. So there we go then. We must continue on and crown a new #1 contender, because the reign of Petey Williams here continues on. The pride of Canada makes his first successful Cruiserweight Championship defense. He's been awesome, hasn't he? Won the belt in a Fatal 4-Way at the first pay-per-view. Finalist at the King of the Cruiserweight tournament. And now defeating one of the best cruiserweights in the world, Ricochet, to defend that belt at a pay-per-view. So good 10 ranking points for Petey Williams as well. And here's our second match of the evening then. It's going to be a triple threat Extreme Rules match for the Adrenaline Women's Championship. Nikki Cross defends against Paige and Ember Moon. And here we go. I'm looking forward to this bad boy as well. Should be interesting this. Of course, it was originally supposed to be Nikki Cross versus the winner of Ember Moon and Alexa Bliss. However, Paige picked up a pinfall over Nikki Cross a couple of weeks back and forced herself into this match. So triple threat then for Nikki Cross, who of course won the belt at the previous pay-per-view when she defeated Alexa Bliss. See, Paige is an interesting concept on this roster. Not quite sure what to make of her anymore. I used to be a massive Paige fan. However, I don't know, I'm not a massive fan of her anymore. I used to be a huge fan, but I think as time has gone on, it's just become... She was the first... Apart from, obviously, you had AJ Lee on the ring. AJ Lee in the roster. And I think when Paige first turned up, you thought, wow, we've actually got a talented wrestler here that can face off against AJ Lee, and it was fantastic. But then as time went on, Paige obviously has gone into her own little world, doing whatever she's doing. I think it's been too much too early in her career, and she's really just dropped behind a number of other women. And even I said to Peter Toby, I spoke to him earlier on the phone, And I said to him after watching like Raw and that of the last few weeks, I feel that the likes of Emma and the likes of Dana Brooke and Nia Jax and Carmella, they've all overtaken Paige in my opinion. And there's probably even more that I'm missing off there, that they've all, in my opinion, overtaken Paige. I don't see Paige... We don't see Paige at all. She's been out now for about a year, is she? Something close to a year. We don't seem to see her at all at the moment, and it's... And I just don't think she's that great anymore. I really don't. I think she's really a step behind the rest now. If she does come back, she's going to have a lot of work to do to try and force her way back into a championship picture. And here comes then Nikki Cross, your current Adrenaline Women's Champion. Like I said, defeated Alexa Bliss at the Adrenaline Rush pay-per-view. And now here she is making her first championship defense. And it's in a triple threat match. It's never a good place to be, is it? A triple threat match. But that is the way the cookie has crumbled so far for Nikki. Of course, if she had defeated Paige a couple of weeks ago, she'd have a nice extra bit of ranking points. Plus, she'd also be quite comfortable in a one-on-one match. But it's the way the cookie crumbles. She didn't get the win. And obviously that was massive for Paige, because that just really forced her into this championship picture. Especially with the ranking points, because of course you get a lot of ranking points when you beat a champion, of course. Oh, my phone is picked up there. I love the way they have these movements and the entrances that say, like, take hood back. But if you haven't got a hood, it just looks really weird, like just hovering the hand over the head. It's weird, isn't it? But this is going to be a great triple threat match. Of course, I have made it Extreme Rules. Of course, all triple threat matches are no disqualifications, no countouts anyway, but making it Extreme Rules just sort of encourages these ladies to get a little bit of weaponry involved, should they wish to. So we've already seen one championship successfully retained here this evening. Are we going to see a second in the shape of Nikki Cross's Women's Championship? The referee holds it up high. Paige, Ember Moon, and Nikki Cross fight for the Women's Championship. Nikki Cross, very clever there, just slides straight out the ring and awaits Ember Moon and Paige to take each other out. Ember with his spinning leg drop and another spinning leg drop as well. Ember Moon heading up to the middle rope, went for a splash, and Paige rolled out the way. And Paige and Nikki Cross, they're both working together on Ember Moon. Remember, they were a tag team in Season 1 the Universe Mode, the Scream Queens. Ember Moon now coming up behind Paige, takes her up into a pump handle backbreaker. And now a tornado heads is on Nikki Cross as well. Like I said, Ember Moon defeated Alexa Bliss to get here in what was a very difficult match. Paige drop kick, beautiful move as well. And Ember Moon sliced to the outside as Paige taking Nikki Cross up into that fisherman's suplex. Dropping an elbow into the heart of Nikki Cross as well. There's Paige up in the middle rope, dropping the elbows. And isn't it amazing? Nikki Cross is another one of these people who were rejected by TNA. Of course, Nikki Cross was part of the British boot camp. I don't think she actually made it through to the final stages, did she? She got knocked out. Did she make it through to the final? No, I don't think she did. She got knocked out quite early on, and granted, I think that extra year or two might have helped her out a lot, but I think it's best for her against WWE. She's in part of a big up-and-coming stable now, Insanity, which I'm really hoping are all going to be on 2K18, because that'd be great. It's not necessarily for the core, but a lot for the entrance and the moveset and just the persona. The persona's a good one, just the way they move in the ring, the maneuvers, the movesets, the taunts, just the general walking around and so forth, and I think that's going to be the best way, because you can make these cores, but we can all be quite clear, this Nikki Cross is not very good. I'm quite happy to admit that. Overcastle there by Ember Moon, though, dropping Nikki Cross with a drop toe hold, and Ember Moon has both of her opponents down, goes for the pin. It's only a 1 count on Nikki Cross. I think she should have gone for the pin on Paige because I'm pretty sure that was a finisher maneuver. Ember now dropping a boot right into the arm of Nikki Cross. But Paige is back up on her feet. Takes Ember up into a backbreaker. Ember slides to the outside as Paige wrestling shadows there. Paige dropping Nikki Cross snake eyes across that top rope. And now Paige dropping to the outside. She's looking for a little bit of help maybe. She is under the ring. Looking for a little friend. And she has herself a steel chair. Ember Moon though takes the steel chair away from Paige. Not allowing her to use it. Didn't keep it herself, Ember Moon either. Just drops it on the floor. And that could backfire on Ember really. As Paige now sends her shoulder first into the turnbuckle post. And then Paige brings her out and... Oh, I thought she was going to drop her on that chair, but she doesn't. She brings her out into that powerbomb. And once again, Nikki Cross, you see, being very clever. Just backing away into the corner. And allowing the other two ladies to fight it out. As Paige trying to lock in the submission, but Nikki Cross breaking it up straight away. Nikki Cross now taking Paige up into a backdrop. Ember Moon fighting back, big kick to the chest of Nikki Cross, and oh my god, that belly to belly slam. Nikki's neck caught the middle rope. There's the pin by Ember Moon. 1, 2. Oh, I need a 2 count. Big kick to the back there by Ember. That brings Nikki Cross back up, and Nikki playing possum, sending Ember Moon down arm first. Ember Moon now a Russian leg sweep, and again Paige's neck this time catching the middle rope. Nikki Cross into a neck breaker on Ember Moon. Paige is stirring. Nikki Cross has the steel chair. Oh, I got straight across the stomach of Ember Moon. And Nikki Cross sliding or throwing the chair to the outside. Obviously doesn't want that kept inside just in case it comes back to bite her on the backside. Paige taking Ember up to the top. What is Paige going to go for here? Frankensteiner. Nikki Cross flies halfway across the ring. Paige now bringing Ember Moon away. Northern Lights suplex. There's the pin. 1, 2. Only a 2 count. Oh, bit of beer. Paige once again under the ring. She seems the one most intent on getting a bit weaponry in this match, and she baseball bat now. Ember again just wresting that baseball bat away from Paige, and again refusing to use it though. It's oh wow. Paige got dropped really badly there. And Nikki Cross with a spinning neck breaker. But Paige is back up. Don't know how Paige is back up. She got really brutalized there. She got dropped on her neck. Now Paige taking Nikki Cross up. Fall away slam. Paige with the pin on Nikki. 1, 2. And Nikki kicks out. Paige big knee to the face of Nikki Cross. Now stalking her. But Ember Moon was stalking Paige from behind. Russian leg sweep. Now Ember Moon trying to get around the back of Nikki Cross, who's playing possum. And Nikki in control now. Does she has enough to finish this match off though? Has a submission just wrenching the leg of Ember Moon up. Paige slides back in. She doesn't break it though as Ember slides it free though. All three ladies meeting face first in the middle of the ring. Paige. Rampage on Nikki Cross. Wow. And this little fight here between Paige and Ember Moon could decide on who gets the pin over Nikki Cross. Paige now does drop into the pin on Nikki. 1, 2. Oh my god. Still in here. 2 count. I can't believe it. Again. This time Nikki Cross with the pin on Paige. Again, only enough for a 2 count. Nikki Cross heading up top. Big elbow drop. Now slamming the arm of Paige back in the ring, but Ember Moon slides back in, but Nikki Cross is waiting for her. Straight into the corner. Nikki Cross in firm control at the moment. Tree of Woe ends badly for Ember Moon as well. But Ember catching the leg of Nikki Cross into that dragon screw. Oh, lovely dropkick there by Ember Moon right into the gut of Paige, who slides out the ring. And a big kick in the gut of Ember Moon now, of a Nikki Cross, I say, by Ember Moon. Oh, Ember Moon is starting to get a bit more aggressive now. Bringing Nikki back up, and Nikki playing possum with a jawbreaker. Nikki now with a neck breaker. Stamping on the gut. And I think Ember Moon is desperate for Paige to get back in the ring here. Oh, Nikki Cross sending Ember Moon to the outside. Now, the suplex her back in. She does. But Paige is back in as well. Paige now went for the backbreaker, but Nikki slides out, gets around the back of Paige. German suplex. Wow, Nikki Cross is in firm control of this match right now. There's the pin. And Paige kicks out. Wow, this match has been incredible. Really, really fantastic match. Ember Moon belly to belly suplex. This could be a chance. She doesn't go for the pin though. Oh, wow. Why did you not go for a pin? That is obscene. Paige catching Nikki Cross. Oh my god, I think she's got it. Fisherman suplex as the pin. Referee slow down. 1, 2. Oh my god, again. Again, I can't believe what I'm seeing. I could not believe that this is only the second match of the evening. It's going to be slightly northern. Big slap there by Nikki Cross, but Paige catches the armbar. Again, a snap suplex this time. Dropping a knee right in the face of Nikki Cross. Reverse Dragon Sleeper by Paige on Nikki Cross. Ember's trying to break it, and finally Paige did break it. Belly to belly slam by Ember. She's going to go for a pin this time. No, she doesn't go for a pin. She's going to go for a submission, a bow and arrow submission on Paige by Ember Moon. Nikki Cross is down the outside. She can't help Paige. A lot of damage has been done to the back of Paige. It wouldn't surprise me, you know. Paige is surviving the moment, though. Nikki stirring on the outside. Does get back in and does break the submission. That's the thing about a triple threat match. You know, if you can just hold out, then you will be okay. Nikki Cross, that sit out. Michinoku driver hooks the legs. 1, 2. And Nikki Cross successfully retains the Women's Championship. And what an incredible match it was. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Nikki Cross showing the strength she has. That was insane. That really, really was insane. What a match. These three ladies all deserve a standing ovation by the crowd here. But it was Nikki Cross in the end who successfully retained her championship. Weren't expecting that. Like I said, it's a very, very tricky match. A triple threat, because you haven't got to be included in the finale to lose your belt, have you? And there it was, that sit-out Michinoku driver. Wasn't a Michinoku driver, was it? But you know. You know. Whoa, what's that? And here's our next match of the evening. It is going to be the Adrenaline Tag Team Championships. The Briscoe Brothers challenge DIY for the belts. And here we go then, big tag team championship match. So far, we've seen 2 people retain their championships. Can we see a third here with DIY defending against the Briscoe Brothers? Of course, the Briscoe Brothers got this match when they defeated DIY in a non-championship match about 2 or 3 weeks back. So, be interested to see if they can get another victory here. And of course, if they can get another victory here, they will be walking away with the gold. One of those tombstones has Elvis on them. I just noticed that in the background, the entrance bit. If you cut back a little bit there, go back a few seconds, you'll see it. There's a tombstone with Elvis on it. It's weird, isn't it? Poor old Elvis. Oh, sorry, I'm yawning again. So it's another late one. Basically, what I'm doing is I'm trying to get ahead of myself because I'm going away for the weekend, and I am got Final Fantasy 12 coming out as well, so I need to do work on that. So I'm getting ahead of myself on these recordings again. I like being ahead of myself on recordings though, because it means that I can make sure that I start to get them uploaded at the right time for you. That's the main thing. And there they are, your current Adrenaline Tag Team Champions, Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa. Of course, no longer a tag team in real life, but I've heard some very distressing rumours that we are not going to see Tommaso Ciampa until 2018 now. The injuries he picked up. He had a pretty dodgy injury before that ladder match, didn't he? And then he went into that ladder match, obviously at NXT TakeOver, with an injury, then picked up a completely separate injury in that ladder match. And yeah, it's not bad. It's not good even, should I say. Gargano's just about coming back now, isn't he? He's coming back at the moment, but Ciampa's going to be out long term. Which I don't know what that's going to mean with the feud between Gargano and Ciampa. Because obviously the feud was there, it was pre-made, it was set to go with the attack, but makes you wonder now, in 6 months' time, is Gargano still going to be in NXT? Will he have moved up to the main roster? It's a tricky one, isn't it? Would he be... the thing is, he could go up to the main roster, and then he can get absolutely demolished by Tommaso Ciampa one week. That would be great, because a lot of the main roster fans know exactly who Ciampa is. If he turned up one night, he'd get a massive cheer. Talking of massive cheers, I noticed, I've been flicking around, I've been watching a lot of WWE that I haven't watched. I've been quite far behind WWE, my holiday and so forth, but I watched quite a bit, and just the cheer that... So my pop filter was going to be funny. Yeah, the cheer that Braun Strowman got when he made his return, that was massive. I don't think I've heard a cheer that loud in WWE in years for a return. And that just shows that Braun Strowman, the heel Braun Strowman, is so over with the crowd. And it's odd because it's not the sort of person you'd expect to be over. You look at him, you'd think to yourself, oh, he's just another one of Vince's big men, this, that and the other. But he's actually so good. Braun Strowman for me is just an absolute natural at whatever he's doing. And he just takes to it like a duck to water. And I'm so glad he's there, because if it wasn't for him, then the whole Roman Reigns situation... The thing is now, I didn't watch Roman Reigns matches for ages because they really frustrated me and I found them really boring. Nothing against Roman Reigns in the ring. I think he's actually not too bad in the ring. And he, over the last, God knows how long, he's been getting better and better and better. But for me, Braun Strowman has really made that feud for me. I've not watched any Roman Reigns matches in ages because I thought he was boring. But Braun Strowman's managed to get me to start watching Roman Reigns matches only because he's in there. And some of the stuff he's pulling off is really, really entertaining. It is really good. And I think WWE greatly buggered something up, didn't they? With some of the stuff that they've done. Great Balls of Fire is a great name for it. Well, it's not. It's a terrible name for a pay-per-view, but it's even worse when people stand in front of the sign and you just get the words "Eat Balls" across your TV. Or with Big Cass's new entrance video, that just says Big Cass in massive letters. when Big Cass is walking back up the entrance ramp and stands in front of the C, and it just says Big Ass behind his head. It's really, really not well thought out, was it? Oh, good bit of teamwork there. Knee strike to the side of the head there by Tommaso Ciampa on Jay Briscoe. Briscoes are rumoured to have been joining with WWE several times now, but it never ever happens. I think there's too many dodgy things in the past of the Briscoes, homophobia and so forth, and I just don't think it'll ever work now. WWE is so careful about their image and stuff like that now with certain things that have happened in the past. But it's just too risky for them, I think. Briscoe now. What a stroke into the middle rope. Now, of course, Jay Briscoe is currently part of this King of Carnage pay-per-view. Oh, well, say pay-per-view. This tournament that is going to end in a pay-per-view in a couple of days' time. Suits him pretty well, actually, in that hardcore. It just looks that way, doesn't he? Death Valley driver there by Jay Briscoe on Tommaso Ciampa. Now stalking the grounded Ciampa. Hook in the arms. We've seen this before. It's going to be the J Driller. He hits it. Oh my god, it folded Ciampa in half, but it's really in DIY's corner. And it's a simple break up there by Johnny Gargano. Now Tommaso Ciampa needs to make the tag as soon as he possibly can. Jay Briscoe now back into his corner, brings in his brother Mark. Brings in the fresh man. Tommaso Ciampa needs to do the same thing, but at the moment both the Briscoes just staring down on him. Gargano, come on, grab him, Gargano, come on. Come on, at least you grab him, Mark. Briscoe now sending Ciampa into the corner. Ciampa fighting back, elbows and a chop, taking Mark Briscoe up into the brainbuster. Tommaso Ciampa still seems like he's got a bit left in the locker then. Knee to the gut and a discus lariat by Tommaso Ciampa, folding Mark Briscoe in half. Now stalking Briscoe. I don't think Gargano's going to get a chance to do anything here today, is he? As Ciampa taking Briscoe up. Project Ciampa into the pin. 1, 2, Gargano's across. And DIY has successfully retained their belts as well. I don't think we've ever had a pay-per-view on this game where we've seen 3 successful championships retained out of 3. Wow. DIY. It's a really, really interesting start, that, and Tommaso Ciampa hitting that Project Ciampa on Mark Briscoe for the win. There was a discus lariat by Tommaso Ciampa, and then followed up there with that Project Ciampa. Knees right to the back of Mark Briscoe. And you see Jay trying to come in, but Johnny Gargano was straight across and caught Jay Briscoe with a neck breaker. And your winners, and still Adrenaline Tag Team Champions, Mark Briscoe. Mark, what? Let's rewind there for a second. Your winners, and still Adrenaline Tag Team Champions, DIY. Where do you get Mark Briscoe from? I'm going mad. I'm going mad, I am. So 3 championship matches, 3 successful championships retained. We've still got 2 more big championship matches coming up for you. We've got the Triple Threat Intercontinental Championship match. And of course, we have got Sami Zayn versus Shinsuke Nakamura. And here is our next match of the evening. It is going to be that Intercontinental Championship match, as Kevin Owens defends against Dalton Castle and Kazuchika Okada in a triple threat match. And here we go then. This match is going to be good. Of course, Kevin Owens, your current Intercontinental Champion, defends against Dalton Castle, who defeated Joey Ryan one-on-one last week to earn this match. I say last week, it was only a few days ago, wasn't it? To earn this match. But we also felt a little bit sorry for Okada, who had basically been taking everything away from him this month. He was scheduled to be in a qualifier for the Money in the Bank ladder match. However, it was assaulted during his entrance, was never actually made it to the ring. We had to give the position to Kurt Angle. We had no other reason why not to. It was a no contest, basically. Okada couldn't wrestle, so Kurt Angle gets the win. It felt a bit bad because it wasn't Okada's fault. So to say sorry, we're sort of giving this Intercontinental Championship match, and hopefully, for his sake, finally, for once in this universe mode, maybe Okada could win the big one. I doubt it, because he just never seems to, does he? But, you know, it's worth a try, isn't it? But Dalton Castle still can't figure out how to use a cape. Capes really confuse this lad. And now here comes, of course, Kazuchika Okada. Assaulted 4 weeks back on adrenaline during his entrance by a masked man, all dressed in black with nothing but a white dragon on the back. And it just, we still haven't got a clue who it was. That's the thing, and no idea who the hell it was. And Okada, of course, blamed Kurt Angle at the time because Kurt Angle was the only person who really gained from it. But Kurt Angle still completely claiming his innocence in the whole situation. It was last week Kurt Angle and Chad Gable versus Will Ospreay and Kazuchika Okada. It was Okada and Ospreay who got the victory when I think it was Ospreay pinned Chad Gable. And that's going to help Okada here with the momentum at least. And a few ranking points. Well, he needed the ranking points because he dropped down a bit with the losses he's had. But I still think there's some good stuff in this for Okada, and you never know, Okada could become the Intercontinental Champion. I know it's probably a little bit lower than what some of you are expecting Okada to be playing in this universe mode, but the thing is, I think with the amount of high quality wrestlers we've got, I think the main event and the upper mid-card championships are going to be very much the same. I think there's so much talented people that we're probably going to see them going for both. There's no reason why not to. If you want the gold, you have to do it. And here it comes, of course. Here it comes. Here I've lost me. Here, of course, comes the face of the Intercontinental. Doesn't make any sense that way, does it? Kevin Owens. He's already seen 3 out of 3 matches with championship successfully retained, and Owens is hoping to become the 4th out of 4. However, with Dalton Castle and Okada in this match, it could become very, very difficult for him. Not only that, this one's worth a lot of ranking points as well. So it's a triple threat, so it's worth 10, but of course it is a pay-per-view, so it's worth double. That's why whoever wins the Money in the Bank is going to be sitting pretty. I think for the Money in the Bank, we are going to limit the amount of points because it would be a bit over the top to give the full amount, because it would be, what was it, 25 points times 3, so it'd be 75 points, but they're going to get the briefcase anyway. I don't know, we'll have to have a look at it, but I don't want to overkill, because if somebody wins this, if somebody wins the Money in the Bank ladder match, then wins the championship, all of a sudden they're going to be so far ahead of everybody else on ranking points, it's going to be a bit stupid. But like I have said in the past, just because you've got a lot of ranking points doesn't necessarily mean you're going to be next in the queue. We sort of take the ranking points in. We take the ranking points in. It helps us decide what we're going to do next. But it's not rigid. Just because you've got the most rankings does not mean you'll be getting the championship match. It's sort of like a penciled-in guidance for us. Okada neckbreaker there on Kevin Owens. As Castle just backs away to the corner now. As Owens there with a big clothesline taking Okada down. Punch in the back there by Kevin Owens. He went for a electric chair, but Okada I think caught him. And Castle dropped to the ground. Castle now drops to the outside as Okada with the air raid slam on Kevin Owens. Okada now looking for a springboard senton. Okada now brings Owens, and he said Omega there for a second, brings Owens back up to his feet, but Dalton Castle there, catching Owens with a German suplex. Castle now catching Okada into that Saito suplex. Oh, Owens just flattens Dalton Castle with a big right hand and a big kick as well. And now Owens and Okada staring each other down once again. Of course, both Owens and Okada were both parts of Throwdown on the last season, and now they're colliding once again. Of course, Owens was a former Throwdown champion. Kevin Owens front chancery on Dalton Castle. Castle tripping Owens into the pin. Dalton Castle, I'll tell you what, he's must be the big underdog for this match. It's not out of his reach by any stretch of the imagination, but he's definitely the underdog. Castle there, slamming the arm of Kevin Owens into the mat now, dropping a boot in the gut as well, and then Okada slid straight back in, and Dalton Castle was waiting to stamp on the back of his head, but now Okada getting control back, went for that beautiful dropkick. Okada, of course, with the most beautiful dropkick in wrestling. Neck breaking out by Okada. Turns straight around and taking control of Kevin Owens. We've seen some great offense in this match. And I wonder if this match is going to be on the same par as the women's triple threat we saw earlier on. It's definitely starting that way with that beautiful dropkick right to the side of the head there by Okada, who now heads up top. Looking for that big elbow drop. As Castle now back in. Clothesline right to the side of Okada. Wasn't paying attention there to Dalton Castle, and he paid the price. Castle bringing Okada back up, but Okada fighting back. There's a forearm to the face. Into the front chancery. Big uppercut. Right hand, and now Rainmaker clothesline Dalton Castle by Kazuchika Okada. There's the pin. But of course, Kevin Owens is there straight away to break it up. The damage has been done there to Castle if somebody can drop in the pin. Owens fighting back. Locking Okada into the Tree of Woe. See, Owens should go for the pin here on Castle, really. As Castle slides to the outside, Kevin Owens joins him. And so does Dalton Castle. Now Castle slides back in. And Owens and Castle look to fight on the inside of the ring. Castle sending Owens into the corner. Wow, time's gone really quickly in this one already, isn't it? Well, I don't know about you guys, but I'm already at an hour and we've still got 3 matches left after this. Yeah, 3 big matches left after this. Wow. This has really got a long time. Butterfly suplex taking Kevin Owens down. Owens slides to the outside. Dalton Castle front chancery now on Okada. Takes him into a backbreaker, keeps the grip. And a second backbreaker to Okada. And just spanking himself towards Okada. Very flamboyant is Dalton Castle. Shoulder block. Into a second shoulder block. Docks a clothesline. Into a front drop. You know what? I've got no idea what Dalton Castle's finisher is. I've not seen him wrestle that much, to be honest with you. Is it a German suplex? I don't know, but he definitely done a lot of damage there to Kevin Owens. He does drop into the pin from that German, but Okada breaks up before the referee even gets a chance to count the 1. Okada now sending Castle into the corner. Boot in the gut. Hoisting Castle up. Oh, I think Okada was going for a DDT, but Owens catches Okada, but in the process, Dalton Castle landed neck first on the ground as Kevin Owens there with the cannonball on Okada, drops into the pin. Castle's down on the outside. Is this going to be enough? It's not. It's only enough for a 2. Okada with the elbow in the gut of Kevin Owens. Spins him round into a neck breaker. Castle, oh my god, this is his finish. I remember him beating Kevin Owens with, beating Joey Ryan with that. There's a pin by Dalton Castle. 1, 2. Oh my god, brand new Intercontinental Champion Dalton Castle. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Tell you what, did not see that one coming. Like I said, Dalton Castle, in my opinion, was the outsider in this match, but definitely took his advantage and took his opportunities when they arose. I see a lot of damage had been done to Okada at this point in the match. There was the cannonball earlier on, which was only enough to get Kevin Owens a 2 count though. And then Okada tried to get the victory as well over Kevin Owens, but again, that was not quite enough. And here you see Dalton Castle just drop in Okada face first. Owens was out. Damage had been done, and Dalton Castle gets the 3 count, and Dalton Castle is the new Adrenaline Intercontinental Champion. Wow. Brand new man holding gold in the universe mode. Good on him. Good on him, you know. He's had a good month. Showed what he can do. He's been given an opportunity and he's taken it. That's the difference. Some people are getting opportunities and they're not taking them. Castle gets the opportunity, takes it, and is rewarded thusly. And here is our next match of the evening. It is going to be that Clash of the Titans match as Big Van Vader takes on Matanza Cueto. And here we go then. Big Van Vader. It's time! It's time! It's Vader time! Of course, Vader and Matanza both been squashing opponents for quite some time now. Both destroying the Bushwhackers. Then Matanza issued an open challenge, which Heath Slater took and then got destroyed during his entrance by Vader, and that led to this match being created here at the Clash of the Titans pay-per-view. This is going to be a Falls Count Anywhere match. No disqualifications, no countouts, pinfalls and submissions count anywhere in the arena, and these two guys I think are going to cause some havoc. And this is going to be an amazing, amazing match, I reckon. So of course, don't forget to check out Mayhem as well in a few days' time, either the 23rd now, because we've got a we've got the King of Carnage pay-per-view coming up for you on the 21st. That special hardcore tournament we're doing, and that Mayhem is going to be a mystery vortex style Mayhem. So we don't know who's going to be there yet, but PJ Tovey has promised us at least one debutant in each of the 5 TV matches, which I'm looking forward to a lot. He hasn't even told me yet who they're going to be, which is annoying because I need to get them downloaded ready to record, because this whole stupid 100 cores and 1,000 logo balls that the game's got. I need some time, but hopefully it's going to be good. I think it is going to be good. I know what PJ Tovey's like. He seems very excited by what he's picked. He spent a lot of time thinking about him, so I think it's going to be good. Like I said, we're now thinking, in the draft, we sort of thought about who we wanted on our roster, rather than what we needed on the roster. Now, as time's gone on, I think we're starting to think more about needs rather than wants. And like I said, there are going to be a few changes coming over the next few weeks in the roster. Some people leaving, some people joining, so forth. And that is solely to try and fix some holes in the rosters. I think it's really good. We've already seen a new Cruiserweight join Octane, of course, on the King of the Cruiserweight tournament. Matt Cross made his debut and defeated Juventud Guerrera and took his place on the Octane roster. But there's going to be more. There's going to be new guys for Adrenaline. We've already seen a couple of them, of course. Well, I've seen them as such, but we've announced them, haven't we? We've announced that Hideo Itami and Johnny Mundo are both now members of Adrenaline. And PJ Tovey, like I said, has got a trade that is going to shake the core of SWE planned very, very soon. Matanza Cueto now dropping to the outside straight away, looking for a weapon, and he's got a sledgehammer. As this match now falls to the outside. It lasted in the ring for all of 10 seconds. Because that Matanza gets dropped right on top of the sledgehammer by Vader, who then drops his entire body weight on the chest of Matanza Cueto. This match, I'm so hyped for this match. I don't know why. It's like even though it's faking on a game, I'm just really been looking forward to seeing Matanza versus Vader. That's the wonder of this game, I suppose. You can put together two people in the ring that would never, ever be in a ring together. And not only that, you put them together in their prime. So this is Vader like 10, 15, 20 years ago, not Vader now. And that's the amazing thing. I've got close stuff up on my phone for no reason. Go away. Go away, I don't like you. This match continues now around the outside of the ring. I'm pretty sure this is an arena where they can fight in the crowd should they wish to. And I'm pretty sure they will wish to at some point, as Matanza sending Vader straight into the barricade and clothesline into the ground as well. And I think where they are at the moment probably favours Matanza a bit more, because Vader does have quite a few moves that does utilise the ropes, such as the Vader bomb slash splash, whatever it was called. Near one count there by Matanza on Vader, looking for the early quick victory. Matanza now bringing Vader back up to his feet. Gorilla press. Oh, drops straight onto the knee and the gutbuster. Matanza stamping on the back of Vader. Has him by the head, brings him back up, but Vader fighting back, big clothesline. Taking Matanza down. Right hand to the gut there by Matanza, fighting back. And every time Vader seems to get aggression, Matanza just seems to have that little bit extra, that little bit enough to turn it back around in his favour. Again, though, only a one count on the outside after the fall-away slam. Not quite sure why the camera angle hasn't gone to the special camera angle yet, to be honest. It normally does when we're in this part of the arena, but Matanza Cueto has that steel chair once again right to the back of Vader. Then just threw the chair at Vader as well. And now slamming him knee first into the matting. Now that matting is like half an inch thick, if that. It's not very good at protecting anybody. It's more to protect the floor than it is to protect the wrestlers, in all fairness. Because a lot of these wrestling events take place in sporting arenas such as ice hockey rinks and basketball maybe, I don't know, or all these different arenas. It's just important to protect the floor. Matanza taking Vader up, oh my god, into a jackhammer on the outside. My god, Matanza Cueto is a beast. Dropping a leg drop, now an elbow drop, and another elbow straight across the neck, this time of Vader. Stamping on the chest of Vader. Now Matanza stalking the grounded big Van Vader. Oh my word, Matanza Cueto taking Vader up. Spins him round, sit-out powerbomb onto the steel chair. And Matanza Cueto has just squashed Big Van Vader. Wow. We've been talking about squash matches. I weren't expecting another one here this evening. But Matanza Cueto showing that he's a force to be reckoned with. There's more steel chair shots. In there for a one count there. This was the fall-away slam by Matanza straight into the barricade. But again, it was only enough for the one count. The jackhammer on the outside as well. But then there it was, the spinning sit-out powerbomb straight onto the steel chair. And that is what it took to keep the big Van Vader down. And the monster Matanza Cueto just showing how dominant he is. That's insane just how strong he is. And that's another load of ranking points for him, of course. It's a pay-per-view, so it's worth double, so he's going to get another 10. And here's our next match of the evening. Of course, it is going to be the Adrenaline Championship match as Shinsuke Nakamura defends against Sami Zayn. And we're ready already. Nice. Can't beat a nice quick loading screen, can you? Yeah, can he beat a nice quick loading screen, man? The following contest is scheduled for one fall. And it is for the Adrenaline Championship. Introducing first, from Montreal, Quebec, Canada, Sami Zayn. Good old Sami Zayn. I was so happy when Zayn made it into this match because it just made a lot of sense. To see Zayn versus Nakamura too. And that's really what we want to see. Come on, let's face it. We want to see the best matches possible. Now, anyone who's interested, the match we just previously watched, the Full Sail Anywhere match was actually on slow momentum. And this match is also on slow momentum. I do like to do that normally. Normally, on a normal weekly show, the most of the matches will be on medium, apart from a few squash matches will be on fast momentum. When we move into a pay-per-view, more or less all the matches will be medium momentum, apart from maybe 2, 3, 4 matches, depending on how good the pay-per-view is, where we'll go into slow momentum just to try and lengthen out some of the more important matches. And this is what we're doing here. Sami Zayn versus Nakamura is going to be on slow momentum, which means it takes longer for them to build up signatures and finishes maneuvers, so we should get a fuller and more interesting match. None of these quick 2-minute matches anyway. I said we shouldn't do because I cannot promise that. That's the only thing, I cannot promise that to you. It could still happen. As now here comes the man, the myth, the legend. The most charismatic man on SmackDown without being able to speak a word of English. Of course it is the King of Strong Style himself, Shinsuke Nakamura. From Osaka, Japan. Is that Osaka, Japan? Am I making... Someone's from Osaka, Japan. I think it is. Let me see. Shinsuke. See, when I first started doing these universe modes, and I'd seen and read a lot. This before they started doing English commentary on Kyoto, Japan. He's from. Sorry, not Osaka. When they started doing a lot of. I started watching a lot of New Japan, sorry, but it was before they started doing English commentary, so I had no idea how to pronounce these names. So I used to call him Shinsuke Nakamura. No, Shinsuke Nakamura, not Shinsuke. Shinsuke Nakamura. And then there was Kazuchika Okada rather than Kazuchika. But it's not too bad when you think about it, actually. They're not too difficult to figure out, I suppose, are they? Ooh. Let's see Shinsuke Nakamura's spouse. Oh, she's quite nice looking, actually. Wouldn't say no. Oh god, it's a scary picture. Not of her, just you know when you're one of these websites looking at things and there's like loads of adverts pop up on the side. Yeah, it's quite scary adverts, I'll tell you. So there's a picture there of him, and it's supposed to be his wife, but that's Asuka, that is. That might be his wife. Oh, I'm on back. How comes when you type in Shinsuke Nakamura's wife's name, it comes up with Becky Lynch? So here we go then. Sami Zayn, the challenger, set to take on the champion, the king of strong style, the king of adrenaline, Shinsuke Nakamura. Nakamura now held... Did he hold he held a mid-card championship, didn't he? I think maybe on Throwdown. He was my first pick, I think, wasn't he? He was my first pick in Season 1 on the draft. Well, he wasn't, no. He was my first singles pick because we weren't doing the draft correctly. We just did a bit of a random draft. And it was a bit of a mess, but at least now we're doing a proper draft. I really enjoyed the draft concept this time. I think it was a much better idea to try and... there was pros and cons to picking stables then. And picking tag teams, because it wasn't all about just getting 2 for the price of 1, because you were paying the 2. As this match is now underway, and Nakamura dropping Sami Zayn face first. So far then we have seen 4 championship matches. 3 have been successfully retained, 1 has changed hands. Can Shinsuke make that 4-1, or will Sami be making that 3-2? Either way, 3 championships retained is really good for us. 2K17 isn't... And I think that is now because we've changed it slightly, haven't we? And we are doing the universe mode and the pay-per-views in the same universe mode, which means that momentum is held a bit better. I'm just hoping this ladder match works, because I've had problems with it in the past. When you try and change participants, I've had problems with it. So I have changed the participants, but I've not changed the match, and apparently that does work. If it doesn't work, then we're going to have to bodge it somehow. Sami Zayn, great crossbody there on Shinsuke. Into the head scissors now. So I'm looking forward to 2K18 as well, because they do have a new creator mode. It's create a match type, and I think that's going to be really, really fun. Depending on this sort of power we have and that sort of stuff and what we can do, because then we can start to create things like 3 stages of hell, first blood matches, best 2 out of 3 falls. We're going to have ultimate submission, which is of course an Iron Man match with just submissions included. We're going to have all sorts of stuff, and I think that's going to be really cool. And let's say if they allow us even more power to be able to maybe put things around the ring, I think that'd be really good. I think best 2 out of 3 tables would be interesting, especially if you could do tag team. Best 2 out of 3 tables is something I've seen a few times. TLC as well, and there's all sorts of different things that we could create, and I think until we know exactly what sort of power we have and what sort of selections we have, then we'll be able to really create a lot of stuff. If we can like make buried live matches and stuff like that, that'd be fantastic. Because I miss the old buried live matches. It's a format we can use every now and again. People like The Undertaker, Kane, even Mil Muertes, Vampiro, Crow, Sting, all these people would be quite happy in a buried alive match. Shinsuke now dropping an elbow right into the knee of Sami Zayn. But I'm thinking for Sami Zayn versus Shinsuke, what would be great is probably best 2 out of 3 falls. I mean, that would have been really, really good here. Nakamura bringing Zayn back up, as Zayn playing possum, tripping Nakamura over. Now brings the charismatic one back up to his feet, but again, this time Nakamura playing possum. Bringing Sami back up to a kneeling base, and a big knee right to the side of the head, and even pulled Sami's face into it just to increase the effect there. But Sami fighting free once again. Of course, on a completely unrelated subject, we did see El Generico pop up in the King of the Cruiserweight tournament, and he was knocked out very easily in the first round, so I wonder if that's going to affect this match at all. Of course, it's completely unrelated, so it shouldn't do, you know. El Generico took a break from working in the orphanage in Tijuana to come and join us for a one-off show. Nakamura. Oh my word. What is that? Oh my god. Holy crap. That was a move and a half by Nakamura. Pin now. 2 count on Sami Zayn. But you're starting to feel that one Kinshasa could pull this off. Of course, don't forget we still have one more match left for you after this one. This has got to be the longest pay-per-view I think we've ever done. And I don't know why, because none of the matches have necessarily dragged, have they? I mean, all the matches have been pretty good length and pretty good quality. I've been quite happy with this pay-per-view in general, really. It's been very good. Nakamura gets caught with a back elbow by Zayn. Step of Enziguri. Nakamura just got caught a little bit with it. Now Nakamura tripping Zayn in that stroke. Or flatliner. There's the pin. 1. Well, Sami kicked out after a 1. The wisest move to do by Sami, of course, he does have until 3 to kick out, so normally most people wait till as long as they can on 2 to kick out, but kicking out a 1 is more of a mental thing. Just try and distract your opponent, just try and show, look, you've not done anywhere near enough damage to me, and it sort of tries to get on your opponent's nerves as such by kicking out that early. Tries to ruffle their feathers a bit. But Nakamura now just dropping knees right in the spine of Sami Zayn. Sami fighting back there, forcing Nakamura away. Sami big boot to the gut of Nakamura. Bringing Nakamura back up to his feet. Sami spinning heel kick to the gut. Sending Nakamura off the ropes. Single leg drop kick, a second single leg. Ducking the clothesline into a neck breaker. Sami bringing Nakamura back up to his feet. Blue Thunder Bomb. Oh my god, is Sami Zayn going to do this? There's the pin. 1, 2. Oh my god, Nakamura kicked out. Does Sami have a Helluva kick? Northern Light suplex. Stalking the grounded Nakamura. Sami, flatliner into the Koji clutch. Submission locked in. Is this going to be enough? It could be enough, you know. It could be enough. But I think the fact that Nakamura is still holding on might make me think that he has a way out of this. He does break free with a back elbow. Little kick to the back of the head, followed up by the clothesline, now bringing Sami back up. There's that reverse power slam suplex. Nakamura now going in for the pin. Might not quite be enough yet though. 1, 2. It's kept it down for a 2 this time though. Nakamura now trying to think of what he needs to do next. He's stalking Sami. Boot in the gut. Kinshasa! Kinshasa, that could be all. Hooks the leg. 1, 2, and 3. And Shinsuke Nakamura successfully retains the Adrenaline Championship here over Sami Zayn. And what a match that was. Pretty damn good. It's a shame Zayn couldn't hold on for a little bit longer. But we saw some high-class matches there. High-class moves. That massive jumping sit-out scoop slam. Or that Michinoku driver by Shinsuke Nakamura from the top rope was insane. There was a blue thunder bomb by Sami Zayn. If the referee got that bit quicker, you know, he might have had more of a chance there. Reverse power slam there. But it all culminated, of course. Oh, we're going to see the pin, are we? Okay. That was a 2 count. And of course, the whole match culminated in the Kinshasa. That knee to the face, powerful enough to knock out an enemy. And it was powerful enough to knock out Sami Zayn. And Shinsuke Nakamura is victorious. Victorious! And keeps a hold of his Adrenaline Championship. First successful championship retained for him. And he's very happy. The man loves his gold. I'm pretty sure he was the United States champion in Throwdown for a while. Now holding a main event championship and determined not to let it go. And here we go, the main event of the evening. Matt Riddle, Drew McIntyre, Jake the Snake Roberts, Kurt Angle, Will Ospreay and Matt Sydal all collide in a 6-man Money in the Bank ladder match. And here we go. That was one hell of a bloody loading screen, that bad boy. Not quite sure why. I know why, because it's 6 singles entrances and 1 created arena. It does take a lot out of the game, I think. So, of course, this is Matt Riddle. He made his way into this 6-man ladder match by winning a 6-man battle royal against Dalton Castle, Kevin Owens, Jack Swagger, Apollo Crews and Joey Ryan. So he's really had the hardest way here, I would say. Granted, there probably are stronger opponents that people have beat, but in fairness, beating 6 people is probably more difficult. And Matt Riddle got a hell of a lot of points for that as well. A hell of a lot of ton. And of course Riddle is just the first man in this match. Followed up closely by the Olympic gold medalist, the American hero himself. I'm so glad to get Kurt Angle in 2K18. It's one less call we're going to have to spend. And I think that will be him now permanently on the game for at least the next 5-10 years, depending on what happens. But I think as soon as he's on there, he'll be stuck on there. A bit like Rock, Austin, Triple H now. You'd be surprised if any games ever released now with Rock, Austin, Triple H or Undertaker not on there. And I think it's going to be the same now with Kurt Angle. He's a legend. And the fact that he's back in WWE now. Same with Sting as well. And probably Goldberg. I don't think there's going to be any games released now for the next 5 years that doesn't include those guys. Which is good. Because they're all fantastic guys we want to continue using. And it's just great to have Kurt Angle available as a core. Probably 2 different types. They've not said, I don't think. They said Kurt Angle was the pre-order bonus, but they've not said what it's going to be. Whether it's going to be current Angle, whether it's going to be retro Angle. But Angle is entrant number 2 into this match. Of course, he made his way into the match after Shinsuke Okada, after Kazuchika Okada was unable to compete due to being assaulted during his entrance. Entrant number 3 is going to be the Flying Scotsman. Where did I get that from? That'd be a great name for any... I'm sure there's someone using that already. I'm sure they probably are. But if there's any Scottish cruiserweights out there, the Flying Scotsman is a perfect nickname for you. So here comes Drew Galloway, who I have made PJ Toby aware that I'm interested in bringing to Octane, but I've had no responses yet. I think PJ's waiting to see what happens in this Money in the Bank ladder match. Should McIntyre not win, then I think potentially there could be a trade on the cards. Potentially, I'm not saying there definitely is going to be one, but it'd be perfect for us in the European Championship picture, wouldn't he, really? We are building a very English roster, though. A very British roster over on Octane. So after Galloway, entrant number 4 into this match. Galloway, McIntyre. 2 different names. I'm going to start cutting these entrances a bit short so we don't end up overrunning too long in this video. But next up is going to be the man who did make it all the way to the finals of the King of the Cruiserweight tournament, Will Ospreay. He's made it here by defeating Neville and Ricochet in a triple threat match. Really, really good work for him. And he's picked up a lot of ranking points recently because of his run in that King of the Cruiserweight tournament. And also, of course, his victory that made his way here. Triple threat win that was for him, so worth 10 points. Got through to the finals, so he got through the first round, the second round, and the third round. So got 15 points, lost 5. So he's gained 20 points in the last month, just solely because of that tournament and the victories he's had here. And of course, he also gained 10 points winning in the main event last week, tagged up with Okada in that tag team match against Angle and Gable. So Ospreay is a real fast mover, moving his way up the card. And who knows, PJ might have to look at next month, potentially giving Ospreay a little bit more. Either that or PJ Toby might see Ospreay as a perfect opponent for Petey Williams, who's fastly becoming unbeatable, isn't he, really? Of course, Petey Williams also made it to the final of the King of the Cruiserweight tournament, and also retained his Cruiserweight Championship earlier on this evening by defeating Ricochet. Next up is going to be Jake the Snake Roberts. There was a temptation for myself and PJ Toby to call this pay-per-view Snakes and Ladders, but we didn't in the end. Now, the reason why it'd be called Snakes and Ladders is because the very first wrestling event myself and PJ Toby went to was at our local school, and it was a UK tour for Jake the Snake Robert, and it was called Snakes and Ladders. And on that pay-per-view was Jake the Snake Roberts versus a couple of local heels, but it was also a ladder match, which was won by an incredibly young Rockstar Spud. Myself and PJ Toby, we were quite young at the time, developed a real liking for Spud. At the time, he was the young, up-and-coming, the underdog, and we were amazed to see just how his career has developed to the point now where he's probably going to leave TNA soon, I would imagine. He's working a lot more indie. I don't know if he might have left TNA already. He's working a lot of indie stuff now, but it makes you wonder whether he might be someone who WWE might be tempted in. I don't know if they will or not. But of course, Jake Roberts made it here by defeating Cassius Ohno a few weeks back. Good old Chris Hero. In a qualifying match. And then you have Matt Sydal. Matt Sydal faced off against Roderick Strong 2 weeks ago in the main event of Adrenaline to get a position in this Money in the Bank ladder match. Again, somebody who had a pretty decent time in the King Cruiserweights tournament as well. He got to the semi-finals before losing to Petey Williams. And now here he is. Now, the thing is, on paper, you look at the best wrestlers in this match, you probably say Kurt Angle's the favourite. But you look at wrestling style, and I'm leaning towards the likes of Ospreay and Matt Sydal to win this one, because the speed, climbing up that ladder as quickly as you possibly can, seems to be something that they could do quite easily. Sydal is ready for this one. I think all the guys are ready for this one now. Mainly eventing a Adrenaline pay-per-view. So I didn't think that Matt Riddle would get a chance to do in this universe mode. Especially Drew McIntyre as well, because I know PJ Toby's not a massive McIntyre fan. He finds him quite bland, but there's quite a few people here that I didn't think... Probably only Kurt Angle's in one I'd ever... Maybe Ospreay. are the ones I'd consider were possibles to main event a pay-per-view. And think how good 2K18 is going to be when we can have 8 people in these matches. 8 people in the ring at once. We're going to have 8 people in a ladder match, 8 people in a Money in the Bank, 8 people in a Royal Rumble. And the fact that I've read as well is that they're going to have a bit better AI, where they're going to start to try and work together, or maybe not work together, but avoid their tag team partners for as long as they possibly can. I think that's a really good idea. As Jake setting up the ladder. Lovely butterfly powerbomb there by Matt Riddle on Matt Sydal, as Galloway's climbing the ladder already. And Matt Riddle catches Galloway in the back with the right hand, and now Ospreay joining Galloway at the top. But they're pushed off the ladder, and both Ospreay and McIntyre. I'm gonna stick with McIntyre because that's what he's called in WWE. Will Ospreay and McIntyre both crashing hard to the mat below, and both end up on the outside of the ring, as does Matt Riddle and Kurt Angle now as well, just allowing Matt Sydal and Jake Roberts to continue the fight on the inside. Sydal tried to get a hold of that ladder before ensuring that Roberts was completely down. McIntyre there, belly-to-belly suplex on Will Ospreay. And it's going to be tricky to commentate on this because there's just so much action going on everywhere. Tornado DDT by Matt Sydal. Arm drag by Ospreay as Angle utilising his wrestling manoeuvres and doing it very, very well here against Matt Riddle, who probably is... I want to see that match. I might try and nudge PJ Tovey into booking Matt Riddle versus Kurt Angle this month. And Riddle now sending Angle right over the top. As the fight continues inside the ring now. Matt Sydal slides to the outside. Roberts working on Ospreay. Ospreay fighting back now, taking Roberts down. As McIntyre setting up that ladder once again. He's trying to do it in the sneaky. He did it earlier on the sneaky and managed to climb up it before anyone noticed. And here he goes again. McIntyre climbing that ladder. Jake Roberts is bugged here. That's my problem with ladder matches, is that people get bugged out quite easily. And oh, look at that. Angle brought McIntyre down into a powerbomb as Roberts took out Riddle. Ooh, Roberts just chop blocking the back of the knee of Angle. And please God, make this to be a good finish of this match. That's all I want. I don't care who wins. I just want a good finish to this match. Of course, I did make a massive cock-up a couple of weeks back as well. Jake Roberts has officially moved to Mayhem now. This is his last ever match for Adrenaline. If Jake Roberts wins the Money in the Bank ladder match, he will be taking it to Mayhem with him. But apart from that, everyone else is free reign. Of course, we just... It was a bit of an oversight by myself and PJ Tovey. He wanted to swap and bring Hideo Itami to Adrenaline. And he thought that Jake Roberts just didn't suit this Adrenaline roster very well, whereas obviously Hideo really did. So that's why we made the trade. Then we realised after making the trade that this match was still going to happen. Oh, Matt Sydal, what's he looking for here? Twist of fate off the top, but Kurt Angle managed to let go. Oh my God, Angle. Angle. Oh, I thought he was going to go for a moonsault off the top of the ladder, but decided against it. Galloway now sending... Oh! Wow, Galloway sent Angle off the top and it landed straight on top of Ospreay. McIntyre now trying to bring the briefcase down. That would have been a really good finish, actually, if Riddle wasn't there. Oh, Riddle powerbombs McIntyre now onto the ladder. That was really clever, though, chucking Angle off the top of the ladder onto Ospreay. Come on, Riddle. Yeah, Riddle has noticed Jake Roberts there. Both guys at the top of the ladder. And Kurt Angle and Ospreay working together, pushing that ladder over once again. Ooh. Riddle's landing there wasn't very good, I don't think. Angle cleaning house there, sending 2 guys over the top. Now Matt Sydal's on the ladder. Angle's starting to climb. Oh, Galloway with a German suplex on Matt Sydal, but he needs to sort Angle out here, and it is Roberts climbing the ladder, trying to get Angle down as McIntyre trying to push the ladder over at the same time. The ladder does go, and Ospreay electric chair on Kurt Angle. Ospreay with a Canadian destroyer. Matt Riddle now with the ladder. Ospreay. Red arrow. I think he caught all of that then. Oh my god, Matt Sydal, what are you up to? Oh, Matt Riddle completely crashed and burned. Now Matt Sydal climbing the ladder. Well, Ospreay's stuck. And Matt Riddle is going to sort this out. It's my only worry. I'm just desperate for a good win, a good finish to this match. It's so difficult, a 6-man ladder match as well. However, I am going to keep the first recording unless it's a major glitch. If it's just poor AI, we will keep it just for the sake of being fair to whoever wins. Angle crashes off the top of that ladder once again. We're just not... people are not staying down for very long at the moment, that's the problem. Matt Sydal sent on there from the middle rope on Kurt Angle. Sydal sending Kurt into the corner. Kurt DDT on Matt Sydal, just spiked him. And McIntyre now got a hold of that briefcase. Kurt Angle climbing up the ladder to join him. And Matt Sydal and Ospreay working together to push that ladder over. Oh, I think McIntyre might have caught his neck on that ladder, you know. Well, Matt Riddle's up on the... He's up in the ring on his own. He's the only man on his feet. He needs to sort that ladder. Oh my god, come on AI. How can you be this bad? Roberts now setting the ladder up. This is what I want. When it gets later into the match, you get these situations where 4 or 5 guys stay on the outside, not doing anything. Matt Riddle now just staring at Jake Roberts, not doing anything. But now, here we go. 2 guys trying to push the ladder over. Oh, electric chair onto the ladder. Stroke there by Matt Riddle and Matt Sydal. Got a lot of mats on this game now. So I hear a lot of noise outside. Just someone walking past, I think, but very noisy at 1 o'clock in the morning. So now we've got just Kurt Angle and Will Ospreay in the ring together. And Angle's climbing the ladder. Ospreay's got his back to the city. I don't think Ospreay even sees it. Ospreay not very well experienced in this match type, I don't think. But now Ospreay and Sydal pushing the ladder over, the 2 cruiserweights together in this match. I was going to say sticking together, but not necessarily, as Ospreay goes climbing over the top as well. Drew McIntyre now setting the ladder up. Climbing the ladder. Matt Sydal's getting another ladder out. Not sure what the idea is there. Matt Riddle trying to catch the back of McIntyre as Roberts joining McIntyre up top. And again, they both crash and burn. Matt Sydal and Will Ospreay are the only 2 guys left on their feet. Ospreay looking to set that ladder up. Middle of the ring. Who's going to climb it? It's going to be Ospreay. But Roberts pushed that ladder straight over Ospreay, landed badly there, right in his tailbone. Brainbuster by Riddle. Just so tricky to keep 5 people down at once, isn't it? Clubbing blow to the back there by Roberts, and now Roberts again taking down Angle. Now McIntyre's there, running drop kick. McIntyre has the ladder. If he just swung this ladder at Angle, he'd probably get a lot more luck out of this, you know. But he doesn't. He sets the ladder up and Angle starts to climb straight away. And it's just Angle and McIntyre now. Angle's got a hold. Oh my word, McIntyre, what are you doing? Angle fighting free. Angle just slide away. And tries to drag McIntyre down. Oh my god, power bombs him off the ladder. Matt Sydal sending Angles down. Oh my god, Matt Sydal's the only person in the ring. Well, then everyone does slide back in. Riddle and Sydal at the top of the ladder. Riddle's just staring at Sydal. He's not doing anything. Sydal still got a hold of the briefcase and gets powerbombed on the ladder. And Jake Roberts now the only man up on his feet. But does he have enough time to set the ladder up and climb it? I don't think Angle's back up on his feet now. The AI is pretty slow and laboured when it comes to setting up ladders. Roberts now starts to climb. Ospreay pushes it over. Sydal now sending Ospreay to the outside as well. Sydal's been busted open. Got 3 men up on their feet in the middle of the ring. McIntyre, or 2 men now on their feet. Well, McIntyre's the only man on his feet. Setting the ladder up. If he climbs here, he could get this, you know. He could very well get this. McIntyre climbing the ladder. Everyone else is down. Can he put it down in time? Oh, he couldn't. It was close, though. It must have been really, really close. That was very, very close. I mean, I'm surprised he didn't get it there. Very surprised he didn't get it. With all 5 people down as well, it was perfect timing. It's exactly what the AI needs to do a bit more. Ospreay trying to get a hold of the briefcase, but Roberts knocking that ladder over. Roberts picking the ladder up now, and McIntyre catching Roberts with the big right hand. Riddle sending an angle to the outside, and once again McIntyre's the only man up on his feet with the ladder in the ring. That Sydal taking Roberts up, and I think Sydal's noticed what's going on. Again, McIntyre gets a hold of the briefcase. Sydal trying to push the ladder over. He doesn't get it in time, and McIntyre's got the briefcase, and McIntyre is Mr. Money in the Bank. Drew McIntyre is Mr. Money in the Bank. It was a great match, actually. It was a really, really good match, and Drew McIntyre now guaranteed a championship match against the Adrenaline Champion whenever he so wishes. Big German suplex there by Kurt Angle. And McIntyre, I think, should have won this a couple of times before he actually did win it in the end. But you see Sydal trying to push the ladder, just couldn't get enough behind it, and McIntyre had already released it from the loop, and the match was done and dusted. So there you go, Mr. Money in the Bank, Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre, future Adrenaline Champion maybe? Who knows? So guys, that's the end of this Adrenaline pay-per-view Clash of the Titans. I hope you have enjoyed it. Of course, if you have, then slap that like button, and of course, subscribe if you are new around here. So I've got hiccups now. I'll see you very, very soon. Of course, we've got the Clash of... No, we got the Clash of Titans today. We've got the King Carnage tournament ongoing at the moment. We've got some more King Carnage for you tomorrow. And then we've got the finals of the King Carnage on the 21st. And then we're going to have our next episode of Mayhem on the 23rd. Yeah, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Like I've already said, I've been Shabby Gamer. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.